Hey, DirtFarmer Jay here from DirtFarmerJay.com. Do you need to change the lift supports on the back of your SUV or maybe the hood of your car? Well, it's an easier task than you think. You just got to know a few little things. I'll walk you through it. Hey, DirtFarmer Jay from DirtFarmerJay.com. One of the repairs that you can do on your vehicle is replacing the lift supports. Now, these are sometimes called struts, but struts are also a suspension part, so that might be kind of a confusing term. So we just call these lifts, okay? Lift supports. I've got these parts from my friends at liftsupportsdepot.com. Lou over there is a friend of mine and provided me these, and this is the second set that we've actually had for several years. And the other ones aren't worn out yet, but it was time to update this video and give you some feedback that your fellow viewer family members gave us of just some details that would be more helpful to you. So we're going to do that and rectify any of the shortcomings in the first video. If you want to see the first video, you can check it out in the link right above and take a look at that earlier treatment. Same vehicle, but we're going to walk you through everything here and get you on your way to a successful repair inexpensively. So you only need a few things here to make this happen. Number one, you need a set of struts. And if you do go to liftsupportsdepot.com, no, they're not paying me to do this. They just have a great interface there that you can put in your vehicle year, trim package, model, make, you know, who the manufacturer is, and they will perfectly match the right struts or lift supports, let's call them that, for your vehicle. And so these are the specified lift supports for our vehicle here with this hatchback here. The next thing you're going to need is a small straight bladed screwdriver. This will help you to back off the retainer clips on the ends of the lift support, and a really simple tool. You should wear some safety glasses too in case something flies loose and lets go. It's helpful to protect those peepers of yours. And then these supports that come from liftsupportsdepot.com, they have a really nice instruction sheet in there with some good graphics on it that just help you to understand what you're doing. But we're going to show you what this is saying, and we think we'll lock it into your memory really quickly. One other thing, you see why we got this ladder here? Well, this ladder is a safety. And when we're doing the repair, we're going to put this ladder under the edge so that if the lid comes down, it lands here on the ladder and not on me. This is a common misunderstanding of how heavy these lifts are. We're so used to them being supported by the lift supports that we think they're almost weightless or 20 pounds or something. No, this is probably 50, 60 pounds. And if I remove both of the strut support arms over here, this is quite heavy. So we just keep this as a safety, so if this does come down, it goes there and not on top of me. Don't use things like a single 2x4. We've seen a big piece of PVC pipe, different things that are really unstable. Overall, step ladder is the best way to do it. This happens to be a 6-footer, works really well for the safety purposes we need here. All right, with those simple supplies and the parts, we're ready to go to work. Let's go over here and take this lift support off and show you how easy it is. So the end of the support, this is the replacement one. You can see that there's a cavity here that goes over a ball that's up here. But to get this to come off when we're replacing it, if you rotate it around, you'll see a clip on the back. And you're going to need to put a screwdriver under the clip, pull that back slightly to retract the grip on the front that's holding onto the ball so that you can pop that off. So when you see me reach up there with a screwdriver, that's what I'm doing. All right, now we're going to reach up here. We'll take this, put it under the edge here, lift that and pop off. There we go. And as you can see, only one support's holding it. We now have a ball here and the support is loose. We're now going to repeat down here, do the same thing. I'm going to reach down, find the back of the clip and retract it. All right, so this is loose here. There's no need to take that clip completely off. Matter of fact, you don't want to pull it off. It'll probably spring and go somewhere, and that's especially true when you're putting on the new lift. So we have our old lift out. Now, something I need to tell you right away. We've had some people write into us, and Lou over at Lift Supports Depot has had the same thing where people saying, these are defective. I can't close this. It should compress. No, it better not. It's doing an incredible amount of lifting work, as you can see by the weight of this lift gate. And so if you could actually compress this, you have a defective unit here. It's got to be very strong, and you cannot press those together. You need the leverage and the weight of the gate to actually compress it. So now you're going to take your new support and we're going to put it right back in the same orientation. Now, another tip here, if you're going to try to do both of them at the same time, you can if it's supported. It's a good idea to take a picture to see which way the lifts were. And let's go ahead and discuss that very quickly. Does it go like this or does it go like that? Well, mechanically, either way it'll work because it's the right length and it'll certainly lift the gate. But one way is the correct way for longevity of the unit. And that is whatever the position when the unit is closed or at rest, puts this end near the rod down. That's the correct way. Why? Because right in here is a seal unit that keeps the oil and the nitrogen, everything in this that provides the pressure contained. And if that seal is not lubricated or kept wet by the oil inside, over time it'll dry, the gas will escape, and then this will get weaker and then you'll have to replace them sooner. But if it is oriented down most of the time like this, oil in here comes down, settles down in this part here, and keeps us lubricated and moist, so keeping that seal functional much longer. Now it's time to replace them. You don't need a screwdriver though to back off the clip, because as you press down into the ball right here, the clip will spread a little bit and then clip back around the ball that's down here inside the chassis here and up here. Before you install it, should you lubricate these or not? In the earlier video, you saw me put in a little bit of high temperature red grease in there, and some of it was on my hand, and several of you thought that I'd cut myself originally. Was the grease necessary? Well, there's a diversive opinion on that. A lot of the materials now are nylon and they slip and they're self-lubricated, or some of the manufacturers have a dot of grease in there. However, Lou at Lift Supports Depot has said every once in a while he'll have somebody call and says, hey, these are squeaking slightly, and a little dab of grease took care of it. He's never had them squeak, and I never have, but it's been reported before. So if you're comfortable and want to put a little dab of grease in there, do so. But let's go ahead and install this. We're simply going to orient this over the ball, pop it on. Here we go. Now we're going to take this, and notice that the ball cavity is facing towards me. It's to the wrong side. So now as you do is take this and rotate it around to where it's lining up. Now we're going to go ahead and lift this gate again, push this to where it goes, and push it on. There we go. One half the job's done. Now we'll just step and repeat on the other side. All right, our installation is complete here. Literally 5 minutes of work here, just getting those clips retracted, replacing them, reorienting the ends, and then putting it together. Well, does it work? As you can see, it's in the upward position. This is the dampening effect of, there's a valving system in both of the bodies of these lift supports that push the gas around so that you get that nice gentle lift once it's over past center. And as we close it all the way down, then you can feel it give, and the body, the head of that cylinder body is down lower to keep that seal wet. So this is ready to go. Easy peasy. You know, another thing that people really struggle with and that is understand what happens when their low tire pressure light comes on, the tire pressure monitoring system. Well, check out this video where we show you exactly what to do when that pesky light turns out and what you should be doing about it. And then check out this other video that is from our catalog that YouTube thinks is perfect for you, and we'd like you to watch it as well. Until the next time, this is DirtFarmer Jay from DirtFarmerJay.com.